Good morning, I'm Larry Steinhouse, and welcome to Money Chat Now. Money Chat Now is a politically charged stock market pre-show giving you the politics behind the biggest moves in the stock market. It is presented with comedic common sense by an expert in financial literacy. And hey, that's me, Larry Steinhouse. And today is Monday, January 31st, and it's the last day of the month. Hopefully we'll get something coming back somewhere. We'll talk about that in a little while. Hey, we are here live on WWDB Radio in Philadelphia, and we are live on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and YouTube. And if you're watching right now, please understand we're having some technical difficulties, and maybe you'll get to see my pretty face before the end of the show. But right now, we're having a little bit of camera difficulties. All right, by the way, my Twitter handle is @LarrySteinhouse, and you can find me on Facebook, TikTok, and other social media by searching Larry Steinhouse. And just a reminder, if you're watching online, hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. You can comment live during the show on YouTube and Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and please say hi so I know you're watching. Hey, by the way, if you're commenting from a group and not from the Money Chat Now fan page, your name will not show up on my dashboard. So please go to the Money Chat Now page, like the page, and comment there so I can recognize you. Hey, I want to say hello to Tommy and Lewis and Jose and Bill, all these people, and of course Joe. Thanks everybody for watching, or listening, I guess, today, right? All right. Money Chat Now is also brought to you by Investor Schooling, and of course you can attend a complimentary class this Thursday by going to investorschooling.com. There you will learn about real estate investing and stock options trading from those who do it every day. Hey Charles, good morning to you too, man. All right, on today's show, as you know, by the way, I just want to remind everybody watching online that we're having a little bit of technical difficulty, so you're not seeing my pretty face. I don't know, maybe it'll make you want to watch longer. Anyway, on today's show, we will be discussing, of course, the futures update. We're going to be talking about jobs data. We're going to be talking about more COVID, fake vaccine cards, Spotify boycotts. We're going to be talking about the real estate market and the new Apple terminal. All right, let's talk a little bit about the futures and what's going on. So Friday was just another crazy day as the market rushed down and, of course, then shot up. Technically, it was the best day of the year, but does that really matter? At the beginning of January, the Dow started out at about 36,500, and after Friday's close, we are still at 34,725. Of course, when Friday started, we were down to 33,800, and that would have been an 8% drop for the month, and that's a lot. It ended up we only dropped 4% because of Friday's rally, which is pretty good. NASDAQ was up a surprising 417 points. Wow. And that still makes it down from its peak of about 15,500. I don't know what today will bring, but we certainly aren't going to make up for the month by the end of the day. In fact, the futures are down, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Some surprises on Friday were Apple. Look, I knew that Apple was going to have great earnings, but who would have expected to go up over 11 points? This certainly took me by surprise, but the really big surprise of the day was Robinhood. Thursday, after the market closed, Robinhood reporting earnings, and they had awful guidance. The stock actually plummeted 15%, but then midday, it came up and actually closed 10%. Visa and MasterCard were the big winners on Friday as MasterCard reported great earnings. This all makes me wonder if the economy is cooked yet. Oh, I guess we're going to know what's coming. But we've been saying for a year now, we've been saying that it could be going down for a year now, right? So we'll see what happens. Yet the interest rates are rising, and that's spooking investors. But is the market really on a downturn? In 2007, the market hit highs of almost 19,000, dropped below 10,000 a year later, and it took to mid-2014 to catch back up to its former high. Of course, it soon surpassed that, and we've been on the longest bull run in about 50 years. So where are we going? Likely down, but when? Of course, we're going to find out soon, but right now, the futures it's a miserable day again. We're down 265 points in the Dow, we're down 25 points in the S&P, and we're down 23 points in the NASDAQ. Now, last night, things were better, but it didn't hold, obviously. Hey, Mick, I want to say thanks for watching. And again, I want to remind you guys online that we're having some technical difficulties, so the video isn't coming through, but I promise you that the audio will still be the same. All right. Well, let's talk about jobs data. Well, it looks like brain-dead Biden needs an excuse for the falling job numbers that are caused by his incompetence, and he has decided to take offensive action against the upcoming criticism. In a press release, the White House on Friday warned that the Omicron-fueled spike in COVID-19 cases in early January could skew the data in the next week's job report as millions of Americans left work due to illness or to care for family members. I'm sorry, but millions left their job to take care of people with a cold? I don't think so. Hey, Gestapo Joe, it's your fault people are leaving their jobs because you set the stage for companies to think they can fire people for medical freedom. January was the deadline for many companies forcing their employees to undertake a medical procedure, whether they need one or want one or don't. You have segregated the public and created division. All these people who thought they were living in a country that admired freedom are now being forced to get vaccinated. No, brain dead. Stop playing offense and start taking responsibility for ruining this once great country. They're actually going to use the report that said many were home sick with the freaking cold called Omicron as an excuse for employment data that will clearly show the employees have been let go. They're of course looking at February for a month of growth. The only way this will happen is if the people who were fired for the vaccine mandate find new jobs in companies that allow freedom, not unconstitutional vaccine mandates. When this country wakes up, and it will all end. By the way, have you seen the convoy in Canada? This is huge. Truckers are jamming the streets to protest the vaccine mandate caused on truck drivers by Canada. My guess, this mandate was voted on by people who wear masks and still driving alone in their cars. The biggest Nazi, Trudeau, is supposedly hiding somewhere in fear. He's actually hiding. He's like brain-dead Biden when he used to hide in his basement. Now this guy's hiding in his bedroom, apparently. This guy really needs to be sent to jail. I can't believe Canadians have been putting up with this communist piece of fecal matter for all these years, and now he's forcing masks and vaccines. Hey, congratulations. Congratulations, Canada, for standing up to all the BS. Hey, I want to say hello to Victor and Ken. Thanks a lot. And once again, I just want to remind you guys that we're having some technical difficulties. Our camera is out, but the audio is still crystal clear, so keep on listening. All right. Hey, by the way, it appears that the new variant is here. Yes, now we have the BS2 variant. I'm sorry, I mean the BA2 variant. You know, this variant is just another frickin' cold, like the scary Omicron variant. Oh! According to reports, the BA variant spreads 1.5 times faster than the previous variant. Why is it called the BA variant? Because the scary Omicron variant was actually called BA1 to some scientists. I really think naming both of them the BS variant is more appropriate. Hey, guess what? The vaccine is highly effective against both variants. Hey, producer, can you get me a bar of soap? My mother told me when I lie I should wash my mouth out with soap, and because I said the vaccine is highly effective against both variants, I clearly need to do that. For the unvaccinated, go ahead and have your laugh. You earned it. But wait till you hear this story. This is great. Let's talk a little bit about fake vaccine cards. Oh, boy. Hey, Gloria, I just want to thank you for watching on YouTube. Yep, she's talking about face masks on children. How ridiculous. All right, let's talk about fake vaccine cards. Hey, I'm not sure if these ladies should be titled heroes, but they certainly did something both brave and stupid. What did they do? Well, if you paid them $220 or $85 per child, they would give you a vaccine card and enter you in the New York State Immunization Information System database. Of course, without injecting you. Yay! Thank you, ladies. Why did they do this? Well, apparently both for a good deed and greed. It's the greed that probably got them in trouble. Some liberal Democrat named Scott Lambert says, oh my gosh, forging COVID-19 vaccine cards and endangering false information into the New York State database used to track vaccination records puts the health and well-being of others at risk and undermines efforts to slow the spread of COVID-19 virus. Oh, I can't believe they did this. No dumbass. Putting people in a database because they're injected or not violates HIPAA law. Oh, did we forget? You know, the law that protects your medical freedom that was designed when AIDS was so popular? You know, the law that protected AIDS sufferers from being discriminated against by not allowing AIDS sufferers to enter stores, restaurants, or airplanes? You know, the law that protects our personal medical information? Well, these two nurses, Julie DeVuno and Marissa Arroyo, are heroes to me, except for the fact that they profited by this action. Honestly, if they didn't make an excess of $1.5 million and did this for free, I would call them heroes. The second biggest problem I have with them is, why didn't they tell me about it? I would have gladly paid them for entering me in the database. Would you? Hey, let me know in the comments what you think of these two women, and let me know what you think before we go to commercial. Hold on, one more thing. I got to talk about another thing before we go to commercial. So let's talk a little bit about the Spotify boycotts. Hey, freedom-fighting liberals who were made famous in the 60s and 70s for, fighting for something called civil rights have become communists, and the very people that they fought against. Like Howard Stern, for example. Well, apparently, civil recording artists have made protesting Spotify and removing themselves from the platform because they want to censor Joe Rogan and his information. Joe Rogan, probably the most popular podcast interviewer, has been interviewing scientists and doctors about the vaccine, and most of them are not putting up their right hand and saying, "Heil Fauci." Some of the interviews are using something called science to disprove the propaganda led by the Führer Fauci, and upsets them so much that they've decided to remove their music from Spotify platform as a protest. The first was Neil Young, who, by the way, is 76 years old and was a legend in the 60s, and he was the first to go. Joni Mitchell and Nils Lofgren suggested they're going to boycott as well. First of all, these cowards against freedom of speech are total hypocrites. Could you ever imagine a guy who wrote the song "Keep on Rocking in the Free World" would call for silencing Joe Rogan because he's talking, in the free world? Now, secondly, most people under 35 don't even know who Neil Young and Joni Mitchell are. Most people 35 to 60 didn't even know they were still alive, and most people over 60 don't even know what Spotify is anyway. I'm pretty sure Spotify will survive this socialist has-beens leaving the platform. Of course, Spotify has become like other cowardly peers and will now post COVID propaganda every time someone mentions COVID, vaccines, or masks on its platform. Joe Rogan responded in political correctness fashion by saying he's looking forward to Spotify putting disclaimers on his and other podcasts. Unbelievable. I wonder if WWDB is getting complaints from other broadcasters about me. Maybe when the station gets, in the range of maybe some 3-digit listeners, we might hear from them. Maybe if I get real famous, I'll get some old has-been artists to boycott me on Spotify and have me removed as well. Well, I can't wait. Well, we'll see you in a little while.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start? Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from 2 Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Falcone and Larry Steinhouse, about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. investorschooling.com.
Back to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like more information on Investor Schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829, 866-424-2829. Hey, I want to thank you all for listening on WWDB Radio in Philadelphia. And of course, if you're watching online, don't forget, we're having a little bit of trouble right now with our video, so just enjoy the show without watching my pretty face. Hey, Carrie, want to say hi? Hey, Jeff, want to say hi to you too? I'm so excited that you guys are here. And of course, hit that like button, hit that share button, and you can also leave comments on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and YouTube, and I will certainly say hi to you as well. All right, let's talk about, so far we've been discussing, of course, the futures update. The Dow is down 197, the S&P is down 17, and the NASDAQ is actually up 5. We've been talking about jobs data and how Gestapo Joe is actually going to he already made an excuse for the jobs data, basically, and saying it was COVID. We talked about the BA2 variant. We talked about fake vaccine cards, and these guys are my heroes. Well, sort of. And we also talked about Spotify boycotts. Coming up, we're going to be talking about real estate and the new Apple terminal. And of course, we're going to be talking about today's picks. But first, did you guys hit that like button? Did you hit that share button? Don't forget, I know when you're sharing, I could tell. Don't forget to leave comments on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter. And if you're listening on WWDB Radio, be sure to set a preset to this station and listen every day at 7:30. Also, look up Money Chat Now on Facebook when you get home, and let me know what you think of the show. All right, let's get into the second half, and let's talk a little bit about real estate. Real estate, as you know, is one of my favorite topics. And of course, the market boomed after the initial government overreach about a year and a half ago. Housing prices took off and the market was hot. Well, right now the market is still insane because of the lack of inventory. I'm going to tell you that the commercial market is pretty open as people are still working from home and many businesses were forced to close because of the ridiculous mandates and the continued government overreach. Yes, put people out of business, destroy their lives, so one person doesn't catch a cold and die because they didn't take care of themselves. Anyway, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? Huh. We are about to hit the spring market, and usually this market is the hottest time of the year to buy houses. It is interesting that both Lennar Builders and Toll Brothers have both received downgrades from analysts. The analysts actually believe that because the mortgage rates are increasing, and that's going to become and the valuations of homes, sales might slow. The analysts are saying that Toll Brothers will be hit harder because they build higher priced homes. On the commercial front, during an interview with Sam Zell, a real estate mogul, he stated that he felt office space will be making a huge comeback as people do return to the work environment and office spaces will fill up again. He claimed that retail is in trouble, as many people have now gotten used to ordering from giants like Amazon. As I have said many times before, make sure you refinance your property now. The rates will never be this low again, at least for decades, and the value of your home are inflated. Together, they make for a very profitable time to refinance. And don't forget, when you borrow money from your home, it is not taxed. So get home equity lines of credit and be ready for the market crash. You're going to be one of the only people who are out there that can buy houses because you're going to be able to have the credit or cash to buy. All right, hey, I want to say hello to James Apple. Hey, James, thanks so much for watching. And of course, I don't know if I said hello to Carrie, but hey, Carrie, thanks so much for watching. All right, let's talk about Apple credit card terminals. We saw a great earnings report last week for Apple, and the stock popped 10 points. Something else that was recently announced, and will also be good news for the company, is these Apple credit card terminals. Some of you know about the company Square and, of course, PayPal. They'll have credit card terminal readers that accept payments. But these are either add-ons or they're basically Bluetooth systems that connect to your phone and can use the software provided to accept credit cards. Well, Apple has announced that they will be competing with brands like PayPal and Square with new software that will be an app on your phone that will let you tap a credit card to receive payments from your customer. Honestly, this will be just another great source of net revenue for Apple as they enter this growing market that used to be exclusively for banks. For those who used to have old bank terminals that you swipe the card to charge your customer, they had a whole bunch of extra fees and the banks charged them and they would have fees for this, fees for that. Anyway, these apps, like the upcoming Apple apps, charge only when the card is processed. This makes it more manageable for the business owner and frankly less confusing. Look for this basically as a way to run your business or even collect rent, believe it or not, from your tenants as the future brings us more and more to credit card and debit card transactions. to find out how you can buy real estate with no money and be able to collect money on your app, you want to listen to this commercial.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start? Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from two Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Falcone and Larry Steinhouse, about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse, and of course, if you'd like more information on Investor Schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or you can call 866-424-2829, 866-424-2829. Hey, I want to remind everybody online that we're having some technical difficulties. That's why you can't see my pretty face, but I'm telling you that I am wearing my jacket. So if you guys wanted to know, I am definitely wearing my jacket. All right, so far we've been discussing the futures update. Right now, the Dow is down 227 points. The S&P is down almost 22, and the NASDAQ is down 6. We talked about jobs data and how Gestapo Joe is going to make an excuse for the upcoming jobs data and blame it on COVID. We talked about the BA2 variant. We talked about the fake vaccine card heroes, and we talked about the Spotify boycotts, real estate, and how it's going, and also the Apple terminal. Of course, coming up is today's picks and plays. But first, did you hit that like button? Did you hit that share button? Let everyone know a great stock plays are coming by sharing this information. You can share it a page or a group that you feel will benefit from great stock plays. Hey, Rich, want to say hello, and thanks a lot, Dan. I totally appreciate you. Thank you all for watching. I definitely appreciate you watching, and you guys are the best. All right, you can also leave comments on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and LinkedIn. Hey, if you're listening to WWDB Radio, set one of your presets to this channel and listen every day at 7:30 for all you need to know about politics, behind the stock market, and I also promise you'll even get a good laugh. All right, let's talk about what's going on today. So finally on Friday, we had the reversal work in our favor. The Dow started out down and then popped over 560 points. It was certainly another weird day, and today is the last trading day of the month. I'm not sure what to expect, but I do see the market calming down. Well, anyway, at least until the Russia-Ukraine thing happens in the next 2 weeks. Then we will have another crazy week until it ends about a week or two after. Typically, just so you know, February is a bad month for stocks, but because January is typically a good month, I'm not sure what to expect here. Either way, I'm neck deep in travel stocks, and I'm a little concerned. Both the airline stocks and the cruise stocks have been bouncing around, since the scary Omicron variant was announced. Of course, with the new variant, the BS2 variant, we might have chop, but I'm starting to believe that people are waking up to the fact that it's a freaking cold, and life must go on. Here's something really interesting. Today, the most notable earnings will be Alibaba. I sold all my holdings in the Chinese stocks because I was burned so badly last year, but I am curious to see if the stock will go up. Some of my favorite stocks to hold right now include AT&T, and that's the symbol T, and this is a great stock with a great dividend. The dividend is like 8.5. Another interesting company for high dividends is MPLX, with a dividend payment of 8.79 at the price of 32 for the stock. I got to tell you, the stock's in the energy sector, and right now, I will tell you that the energy sector will skyrocket as long as President Braindead keeps causing oil prices to soar by, insisting that everyone not use oil. Duh. Sometimes I got to wonder how in the world the Democrats decided to appoint him. I mean, I'm not going to blame the voters because obviously we didn't vote him in. He was obviously appointed. Let's talk a little about crypto. Crypto, once again, is hovering. Bitcoin is still sitting there around 37,000, and Ethereum around 2,500, not doing month. Look, I got to be honest, I'm getting scared to log into my Coinbase account. I don't even want to know what's going on anymore. All right, gold and silver also sitting there. Gold and silver, I'm sorry, as you know, gold is down below 1,800, and silver is still in the 22, 23 range, and it's weird. I would normally expect people to start moving their money into the precious metals, but they aren't. So if they aren't moving to precious metals, I don't know. Where are they moving their money to? I got to know. Of course, treasury bonds might be a place, and the treasury bond is still like in the 1.8.5 range. And I don't know if it's a great investment or not. All I know is you better have cash and lines of credit for when the market plummets and the deals in both the stock market and the real estate market start to appear. All right. Listen, I got to tell you that in about 10 to 12 years, you're going to be really, really happy you did. Hey, before we finish for the day, let's talk real quick. Have you guys pre-ordered my new book yet? Go to barnesandnoble.com and look up Money Hacks by Larry Steinhouse. Pre-order it, and I promise you will learn something. And hey, if you've been listening, my accountant confirms that it might be tax deductible. Of course, I want to thank all the listeners on WWDB Radio in Philadelphia. I want to thank you for your continued support. And if you're enjoying the show, please reach out and let us know. You can leave comments on both the Money Chat Now page and the WWDB fan page and look for us online. My name is Larry Steinhouse. I'm the host of Money Chat Now, and I'm also the CEO of Investor Schooling. And if you want to learn about real estate investing and stock options trading, go to investorschooling.com. And of course, you can also call 866-424-2829. Hey, Mick says he ordered the book. Thanks, Mick. Thanks, Mick. I totally appreciate you, of course. And I want to let you know that, of course, from time to time, I own some of the assets and options discussed on this show. And the opinions discussed on this show are solely mine, and no one has asked me to discuss them. I'm seriously waiting for people to tell me to stop bringing them up, but still, no one's asked me to discuss them. I think I'm the only true voice on the radio anymore. I think everybody else is censored or been paid off by the companies that own CNN and all these other companies. Ugh, unbelievable. I want to say hello to Rich. Did I say hello to Rich? Say thank Rich. I want to also say thank you for watching. Hey, listen, you guys watch every day at 7:30 on Money Chat Now, and maybe tomorrow you'll even be able to see my beautiful face. I want you guys to have a great day, and make sure it's a profitable day.